A trust isn't a piggy bank. It's a legal structure that lets the wealthy transfer fortunes across generations while paying almost no tax. The mechanism is deceptively simple. When you place assets into a trust, you're transferring legal ownership from yourself to an entity that exists only on paper. The trust holds the property, the investments, the real estate. You're no longer the owner, technically, and that distinction is everything, because the law treats trusts differently than individuals, especially when it comes to taxation. But why did trusts become the preferred tool? Start with England, roughly the 1600s. Landowners faced a problem. Feudal rules meant the crown could seize estates when an owner died, so they created a workaround. Transfer the land to a trusted friend, a trustee, who held it on behalf of the family. The crown couldn't touch it. The family kept control. The structure survived. Fast forward to the modern era. Trusts evolved into sophisticated tax instruments. Here's how the math worked. If you die and your wealth passes to your heirs directly, estate taxes apply, sometimes steep ones. But if that wealth sits in a trust and the trust distributes income to beneficiaries over decades, the tax burden fragments. Some income flows to the trust itself, taxed at trust rates. Some flows to beneficiaries in lower brackets. The total bill shrinks. Dynasties understood this before the general public did. Wealthy families didn't just create one trust, they layered them. A trust that funds another trust, trusts that span generations. Some structured to avoid estate taxes entirely through what's called a generation-skipping transfer. The mechanism was predictable to anyone reading tax code. The system had a feedback loop built in. The richer you were, the more sophisticated your trust architecture could become. Then came the offshore variation. A trust could be registered in a jurisdiction with minimal tax rates or no estate taxes at all. The assets sit abroad. The beneficiaries live in the United States or Europe. Income flows back, but the structure shields it from local tax authorities. Not always illegally, often entirely legal, because the law was written with loopholes architects could drive fortunes through. By the late 20th century, trusts had become the standard architecture for intergenerational wealth. A millionaire's accountant didn't suggest a trust, they assumed it. The wealthy didn't think of it as tax avoidance. They thought of it as infrastructure, prudent planning. What the system allowed, the system rewarded. So the question isn't whether trusts work. They do demonstrably. The question is why the law permitted it. The answer: the tax code was designed by and for people who understood trusts intimately. Legislators, lawyers, the wealthy themselves. They built the rules, then they used them. The system wasn't broken. It was working exactly as intended. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to uncover how systems designed by the powerful become invisible to everyone else. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.